This is the Berman Method podcast featuring Dr. Jake Berman and physician assistant Jenni Berman. We are here to treat problems and not symptoms. Disclaimer, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and not to treat anyone or to give medical advice. If you are interested in any information that we are giving and would like to use this for yourself, we recommend that you contact your primary care physician or reach out to us and ask us questions about yourself specifically. Enjoy. Are you checking?
I am checking. Are you checking? Check.
I have been checking.
See, this is a little snapshot of what you guys miss out on before we press play every single time. Every single time I drive Jenni nuts when I say, mic check.
And you 5 minutes. I am checking. I've been talking. I'm checking. Go.
So there's some bloopers that we won't be cutting out. Please don't edit these out. And we're rolling, baby. Rolling. The Berman Method podcast, where we're focused on treating problems and not symptoms. We're David going against Goliath, where Goliath is the corporate medical system that does not have your best interests in mind. They are pharmaceutical related. Oh, speaking of pharmaceuticals, did you know that there's not a single pharmaceutical medication that doesn't have a side effect? So when you think about that, Big Pharma does not have your best interests in mind. They have client retention in mind. You're saying, I actually took that from you. That was on one of your posts a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, that's true. So if you missed it, that was a great post. But yeah. Yes.
Let me say that again. There's not a single pharmaceutical medication that doesn't have at least one side effect that requires another medication to treat that side effect, which has another side effect, which requires another medication. So their goal is client retention, not curation. They're not trying to cure anything. They're trying to retain a customer.
Right.
Think about that. That should piss you off when you look in your medicine cabinet and you see that prescription right there.
Correct. And it's like we've talked about before, but when you actually watch commercials on TV, which a lot of people don't do anymore, but when you actually do and a medication one comes up and then at the end it's like talking really fast of all the different side effects, but they talk so fast that they don't want people to really hear what they're saying, but they have to say it, so they're going to talk really fast and get it over with.
And they always sneak in that one right at the very end, and death.
Right.
Oh, by the way, you could die from taking this.
Yeah. But every medication, if you Google all the medications out there, even ones that we use frequently in our office, if you look out there, there's going to be 15, 16, 20, 30 side effects that are listed from that particular medication. Of course, not every client is going to get every side effect, but you're probably going to get something.
It's highly unlikely you're going to get nothing.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Cool.
We're trying to treat problems, or not trying. We are treating problems and not symptoms, so we don't have to rely on those medications. And if we do utilize medications, how fast can we get you off of them? Because you shouldn't have to stay on anything forever. If we're using something to help make adjustments and reverse disease, hence that term reverse disease, then we are able to get you back off of that medication. We should never have to rely on a medication.
Right. And the reason why we wanted to talk to you guys about this today is because it's New Year's, right?
Yeah.
Happy 2023.
2023.
It always takes me about 2 or 3 months to make sure that I'm writing the correct date on checks and things like that.
You know, I was just thinking last week that even when I look at dates and I see 2022, it still looks weird to me. Like I still think that 2021 is now. And now here we are, 2023.
Oh my gosh, you're so behind the times. Yeah, so it's New Year's, and our theme every single New Year's, every single January is New Year, New You, because we all know that there's a significant portion of us that fall off the bandwagon at some point during the year, and you start getting complacent, and you're not quite as motivated as you were at the beginning of the year. So New Year, New You. And we want to think about what is something that you're currently doing that you don't want to be doing a year from now. I always challenge everybody on the physical therapy side to do 10,000 squats a year. And everybody always says, hell no, I ain't doing that. That's way too many. But when you think about what is a squat really, it's sitting down in a chair and then getting back up.
Right.
So instead of plopping down in the chair and then using momentum in your arms to get you back out of the chair, do it intentionally. Use your muscles to lower your ass into the chair, and then use your muscles to get back up to standing again versus your arms and momentum. And if you think about it, you get up and down from a chair, up and down from a commode, in and out of a car, in and out of a golf cart, at least 30 times a day. Probably 50 times.
Right.
So if you do it intentionally, that's 30 quality squats you do a day. And 30 times 365, math majors. Is there any math majors out there?
Is a lot.
Is a lot.
Yeah.
It's
so
at
get
least
too
10,000.
close to that 10,000.
Yeah, 10,000. Over 10,000.
Right. Right. So it's just a matter of being aware that you're doing as many squats as you're doing. And really, we should be aware anyways, because if we're not utilizing muscles and we're plopping or using our arms to get up, we're actually injuring ourselves.
Yeah.
So
that's one example.
Regressing.
Yeah, regressing. That's one example that I use in the physical therapy department. However, the same thing is true for upstairs too. You're doing something over the past year that you should not be doing this year that is essentially negatively affecting your quality of life, negatively affecting your gut health, negatively affecting your overall health in some way, shape, or form. And we need to pick one thing and say, okay, I'm not going to do it. Just not going to do it anymore. For example, this is one that I love to utilize with you guys upstairs, statins.
Right.
How many people are reliant on statins to lower their cholesterol?
Right. When majority of the time we don't have to be. We
Yes.
can make some type of dietary change, metabolic change, inflammatory change to reduce that type of inflammation. At the end of the day, the plaque that's building up in the arteries causing our cholesterol values to go up is just inflammation. So what is causing that inflammation? Is it a medication that you're taking causing it? Is it saturated fats in your diet, like bad fats in the diet? Or is it actual inflammation coming from even the gut that can cause it to go up?
I think one of the biggest things that doesn't get enough attention that you didn't mention right there is it a sensitivity to something that you're eating and you have no idea that you're sensitive to it?
Right.
Are you truly sensitive? Are you legitimately sensitive to dairy and you don't think you have a dairy issue? Right. You eat cheese, you drink milk, you drink creamer, you do all this stuff and you don't have any noticeable issues. You don't have IBS. You're not running to the bathroom after you eat a cheese pizza or anything. But there's a certain level of sensitivity that's occurring, which is creating inflammation inside of your gut. And that inflammation builds over time and it presents itself in other ways, right?
Definitely. And we've seen that with utilizing our continuous glucose monitors. We're kind of shifting away from cholesterol right now and talking more about blood sugar. But we've seen that with clients using our continuous glucose monitors where we're so focused on improving glucose by reducing carbohydrates, reducing sugar, increasing protein. But we're actually seeing that there's several clients whose blood sugar is becoming unstable, meaning spiking or going up very high or falling because of a sensitivity they're actually eating. So when they eat more dairy or they eat more egg that their body is sensitive to, that causes their blood sugar to spike out of an inflammatory response, a cortisol response, a stress response inside the body, which is then making their blood sugar unstable. So yes, inflammation is systemic and can be causing side effects that we don't even know it's causing.
I always use me as an example because 2 years ago, when I think it was the first time we ever did the food sensitivity screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Probably more than 2 years ago, but yeah.
Yeah. And what is the thing that showed up that just blew my mind?
Egg.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Because at that point, I was eating 5 eggs a day. I was eating 3 eggs for breakfast and then 2 eggs for a snack in the middle of the day. I absolutely loved eggs. We had our own chickens because I loved eggs so much. And that came back as a sensitivity, not an allergy. I was not allergic to eggs, so I didn't have any flare-ups or anything like that after eating eggs. However, it was a very high sensitivity to eggs. Now, just because I didn't have any symptoms from it does not mean that it wasn't creating inflammation in my gut. And the way it presented itself was with burping. Right? Belching, burping. We're trying to figure out, why am I just burping now? These little baby annoying burps. And we ended up doing an endoscopy just to see if there was anything bad going on. And that came back fine. The only thing that showed up on that was what's this sphincter called here?
Well, you had inflammation of with it closing.
It was saying
narrowing
open.
Or saying open. Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, and that was the only way that the Western world could rationalize why I was all of a sudden belching uncontrollably, essentially. Like, it just happens. And the answer was, stop drinking carbonated fluid.
Which you don't.
Which I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Or have surgery.
Right.
That was the other option. They would surgically go in there and shrink, essentially put a tie strap around my sphincter there so that it was essentially reflux. It was GERD that was occurring.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, what the F? So then we ended up doing the food sensitivity screen, and then eggs show up, and it's like, oh, wow. What was another one that showed up?
Dairy, milk.
Milk?
Cow's milk.
For me?
Yeah.
I guess it was irrelevant because I didn't drink it.
But dairy-based products.
I thought you were saying the difference between dairy products versus just cow's milk.
Well, dairy products are cow's milk.
Okay.
Whey and casein are a type of dairy product too.
Right.
Cow's milk is.
Right. So but that's not the one I'm thinking about.
What are you thinking about?
Black beans.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember. That was one of your highest. Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? I eat black beans all the time.
Right.
Love Mexican food constantly. Right. Give me them black beans.
Mm-hmm.
So eggs and black beans showed up on my sensitivity screen, and I love eggs and black bean. Ate them all the time. Never was symptomatic from them, yet it was creating an inflammatory response inside my gut. And the only way it presented was this little tiny baby annoying burps.
Mm-hmm. But then when we did your food elimination and started gut healing, so we used something called grapefruit seed extract to help with the inflammatory process, glutamine to help with the inflammatory process. We did some food alternatives for a little while. And we also noticed that when you were compliant with your meal plan, your snoring significantly improved. So that was really cool for me.
You should see the look on her face right now when I was being compliant with my meal plan.
Yeah, which isn't always. But, the good part about that is you were pretty dedicated for a period of time and your symptoms significantly got better. So we were able to see the inflammatory process improving just with the dietary changes and some of the gut healing supplements that we did. And then the belching improved, the snoring improved. It was awesome. We were really excited about it because you didn't need the surgery. You didn't have to take the medication. Because they even, after the endoscopy, they put you on reflux medicine.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to you that reflux medicine is going to cause a vitamin B12 deficiency. It's going to cause a magnesium deficiency. It's not a long-term fix for your problem. So we need to really figure out what the cause of this is.
I completely forgot about that. So it's so funny because I'm in the medical field, Jenny's in the medical field. However, this is not my scope of practice. So there's a lot of times where I'll be ignorant to a certain situation and Jenny will be like, "You're a doctor. You should know this. Quit being a dumbass. You know what to do." And I'm going, if I really think about it, I know what to do, but it's not my scope of practice. So I don't think about it. And I'll never forget this. Well, I did forget it, but now I remember it. That my doctor who ordered the scope and did the scope on me and then put me on the reflux medication. I never had reflux. I never even felt it, never had any issues. So I thought it was kind of silly that I was being on reflux medication. But I remember asking her, "Okay, so how long do I have to take this?" And what was the answer? Forever. And I didn't think anything of it. I come home and I told the story to Jenny and she goes, "Okay, well, this is what's going to happen. And you told me about all these deficiencies that were going to occur." I was like, why didn't I even think about that?
And why didn't they talk to you about that?
Yeah, why didn't they talk to me about that?
Majority of the population that takes these types of medications, they're called PPIs or reflux or GERD medicines. The side effects of vitamin deficiencies is never discussed.
Here's the crazy part, and here's the reason why this is my rationale. This is what my excuse, if you will. If anybody in here knows what the acid reflux medication looks like, it's tiny. It is one of the smallest pills that I've ever seen in my life. So I didn't think anything of it. You can't feel anything when you swallow it. There's no, "Oh, I feel better now because I just took this pill." It's just this little tiny baby pill that you take. And it's like, okay, no big deal. But what you don't know is everything that Jenny's talking about right now. All of these vitamin deficiencies that occur with chronic use of a PPI. It's like, what the hell?
Right.
Why not just figure out what's causing it in the first place?
Right.
So we're kind of getting off on a tangent here. I do want to bring things back and say, okay, we're back to new year, new you. There's something that you're doing right now that you shouldn't be doing. Or if you did differently, your health, your overall health, your symptoms, whatever it is, has the chance to be dramatically better 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months from now, a year from now. So a year from today, whatever that one thing is that you're thinking about, what would your life look like if it was different in a good way? The way I do it is you do 10,000 squats over this next year. Are you more likely to be stronger a year from today or weaker than a year from today?
Stronger. Progressing, not regressing.
Right?
If you're doing right.
Would you rather be stronger a year from today or weaker than a year from today?
Is that a real question?
When you ask it that way, everybody says, "Well, of course I want to be stronger." Okay, well, what are you doing to get stronger?
Right. We have to do something different, something new, something to progress or to push ourselves every single day if we want to be getting stronger every day. Because every day that we live, we're actually a day older. So if we're doing the same thing, we're moving backwards.
Yep. Nothing stays the same. You're either progressing or regressing. You're either living or you're dying. Nothing alive on this planet just maintains.
Right.
So what do you have available to make things easier? Same thing that you do for everybody every single January, and everybody loves it.
Right.
Tell us more about how you're going to help kick some ass.
That's right. So we will typically do a Kickstart program in January, which is an 8-week program that anyone can join that has an 8-week preset meal plan. So we go ahead and write out a meal plan with gluten-free and dairy-free options that for those that need it, but it doesn't have to be totally gluten-free, dairy-free, has recipes, has everything set out, breakfast, lunch, dinner, 2 snacks a day, everything set out that you need to help with reducing inflammation in your body, but also to help with setting up your macronutrients to provide the right fuel for your body, whether that is for weight loss or for weight maintenance. This Kickstart program has the 8 weeks laid out for you, meal plan wise, but also has check-in meetings where you can actually check in with our PA Merlin, check in with our nutritionist Stacy, check in with myself. We have set up meetings 2 times a month for the 2 months. So you have 4 meetings total where you check in, talk about the meal plan, ask questions, Q&A style, ask for modifications, ask for help to make sure that you're being successful on this plan. You will receive everything via email, so you can always respond to the emails and ask questions if you need it, ask more specific goals for you. We have the opportunity for you to add on to make it a little bit more personalized to you. So add on some blood testing and allow us to analyze your blood testing to figure out, are there certain supplements that could help you in addition to this meal plan? Is there an exercise program that could help you in addition to this meal plan? So the point of this Kickstart program is to get you kickstarted, to get you started on the right foot this year, on the right track for fueling your body, reducing your inflammation, and helping you to reach your goals, whether that goal is weight loss, muscle toning, increasing muscle, making your IBS better, sleeping better, having more energy, whatever your goals are, this is something that we can help you to modify to reach your goals.
And you're running a special on this right now. It's only $4,000?
It is $148.50 per payment, and there's 2 payments of $148.50, $148.50.
How the hell did you come up with that number?
Not $148,000. $148.50 a month for the 2 months, and that includes.
That's it?
That's it for 2 months.
Less than $150 a month, you're going to give these people a turnkey solution
to fixing all their problems. Yes, it's a steal. You can't miss this steal. And the program is actually starting on January 9th. So a week from today. Today's January 2nd. So a week from today, this program is starting. So you have to, and the spots are limited because we're doing these meetings, 2 meetings a month. So the spots are limited as we don't want there to be 50 people in the meeting. So spots are limited for this. You have to reach out to us this week before Friday to sign up for the meal plan.
$150 a month.
Yes, to change your life and to get you started.
You did not talk to me about this. This is ridiculous.
So, and the other things I wanted to mention is that you have the opportunity, like I said, to add on blood work to make it more specific to you, to add on a la carte visits. So if you want to do more than just the 2 group calls a month and you'd rather have a personal call, you can do an a la carte visit with us to talk more specifically about your body, your goals, your lab work. We do have our Fitio exercise program, which is a...
Spell it.
Fitteo.
Fitio, not video. Fitio.
Fitio, which does have videos, but a personalized exercise program that you can add on to this as well. So we have a couple of add-ons that you can do to make it more aggressive and more personalized, but the basic Kickstart program is 8 weeks of set meal plans with our cookbook. I didn't mention that.
Are you...
With our cookbook.
What the hell is going on right now? This is well over $1,000 in value a month.
It is.
This should be $1,000 a month.
And it's for this week only. Sign up in the next 5 days.
For $148.50.
A month for 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
Meal plan, cookbook, 2 meetings a month. It is a steal to get you started off on the right foot this year. New year, new you. He's being so dramatic. Can you hear that in his voice?
Speaking of drama, I just asked you this morning, when can we get Stella started in some drama classes? Because she's definitely getting that drama from her daddy.
If anybody knows of any 2.5, almost 3-year-old drama classes, we got a queen here. Let us know. The looks that she can give you, her eyes can kill.
So this program sounds great. Let's get back to the program. Make sure you sign up for it. Very limited spacing. If you don't sign up this week, you're going to miss out.
Yes.
This is ridiculous. It's $1,000 worth of value a month, and you're getting it for $148. Sign up. Get this thing going in the right direction. You may think you know what you should be doing. However, there's not a single successful athlete on this planet that doesn't have at least one coach that they go to regularly. Why do you think you're any different? You need to have somebody coaching you. It's these little simple things, little subtle things that make dramatic differences, and that's what the check-ins are for. When you're meeting with Merlin and Stacy on a regular basis, it's going to show up in a positive, progressive manner.
Right. Accountability.
It's $148. Are you kidding me? You're going to spend that at breakfast this weekend.
It's true.
With inflation through the roof.
It's true. You spend more than that at the grocery store a week.
You're triple that.
No. Eating healthy is not that expensive.
No.
It's worth it, though.
It is worth it.
It's better than the medical bills.
Yes. Better than the medical bills. How can you put a price on your health? How many times we're digressing or sidetracking, whatever you want to say it. How many times have we heard stories of gazillionaires on their deathbed saying, I would trade it all for my health?
Right.
You can't buy your health. I think Steve Jobs was one of them, where he built Apple and he's on his deathbed way before he should have been. And he said something like that, where he'd trade it all for health.
Right. Something we talk to my dad about all the time. He works and works and works and works and works really hard. He is a very hard worker, super, super smart, but his health is not his first priority. And so we keep talking about, what are you missing out on, or what are you going to miss out on because you're focused on working and not your health? So Dad, if you're listening to this, do my Kickstart program.
And come work for us.
And then come work for us.
Quit FIS and come help us take over the world.
Oh, man. He's awesome.
What else? Anything else?
New year. Let's get after it.
Yeah, new year, new you. Think about one thing. What is the one thing that is currently in your life right now that you don't want to be in your life a year from today? It could be a physical thing. You have knee pain. You've got back pain. You are avoiding doing this thing because you're afraid your back might go out. Your balance is deteriorating, or maybe it's a golf thing where you would love to be able to play golf 2 days in a row and you just can't because your body won't allow you. What do you think that's going to be like a year from now? Not only are you not going to be able to play golf 2 days in a row, but you're going to require an extra day in between rounds. So if you could play every third day now, it's probably going to be every fourth day a year from now. And then if it's health and wellness upstairs, what is currently happening? Is it an IBS thing? Are you constantly seeking out where the nearest bathroom is? Is it an autoimmune disorder? Is it
confidence, not feeling confident in the outfits you can find to go out for your social events during this busy season? Is it in an emotional state? That's something we talked about just last week, is we have to have all three pillars of health to see a difference. We have to have our mental health in line, our physical health in line, and our dietary aspect in line. If we don't have all three of those things, we're not going to have long-lasting effects. So if it's a mental health or an emotional health, if it's a stress component, all of this can be changed through the health and wellness side.
And let's leave everybody with that statistic that you were talking to me about on our walk Saturday when we were walking the dogs, and you're talking about the one lady that has Crohn's
celiac.
Or has celiac.
Yeah.
And what is the statistic? If you have celiac and you consume how much gluten?
So if you are if you have diagnosed celiac disease, if you consume 500 micrograms, which microgram is tiny, it's like the crumb of a cross contamination, 500 micrograms of gluten per month, it increases your risk of mortality, death, tenfold. So the amount of inflammation that 500 micrograms of gluten is causing in someone who has a gluten allergy through celiac disease is increasing their risk of death tenfold.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
early mortality, early death.
Yeah, that is crazy. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is there are people listening to this podcast right now who don't think they have a sensitivity to gluten.
Right. And it could be changing your life for the worse at this point. And basically what it means, the point of that conversation is inflammation is inflammatory. When you're if you have celiac and you're eating gluten, it's destroying your gut. But what is that doing to your whole entire systemic system, your whole body, to your brain, to your heart, to your arteries, to your muscles? And it goes that way with any autoimmune disease and inflammatory food process. Your gut is your second brain. So if your gut is being damaged, it is causing systemic effects on your body. It's affecting your whole entire body, not just your gut.
Right.
So,
and this podcast is released at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m.
I don't know.
I think 7:30, something like that.
Yeah.
If we don't have 10 people calling by 12 o'clock today for that program that you're giving away, I am done with this podcast. I will cancel it and we will not record another episode.
It can be life-changing, or it is life-changing. Not can be. It is life-changing if you do it.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. If we get 10 people to call before noon to take you up on this Kickstart program, I will hold true to my word and go cookie free for the entire month of January.
Starting today?
No.
Because you already messed up yesterday.
Okay, so I'll go a couple of days into February then.
Okay, so a full 30 days.
A full 30 days.
Okay. That's a challenge for you.
So this is up to you guys now, the listener, to save my life, right? My early onset diabetes that I'm doing to myself right now.
And dementia.
And dementia with my cookie habit.
Yeah.
We get 10 people to call before noon today. I will hold true and go 30 days with no cookies.
Deal.
All right. Let's leave everybody with that.
Okay. Happy New Year. Have a great week.
Happy New Year. New you. New year, new you.
Ciao.
Ciao for now.
Thank you for subscribing on your social media and podcast platforms to the Berman Method. Dr. Jake Berman with Berman Physical Therapy and Jenni Berman, Physician Assistant with Berman Health and Wellness. You can find more information on our website, www.bermanpt.com for physical therapy, bermanpt.com/wellness for the health and wellness. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and on your podcast platform. So be sure to follow us, like us, subscribe to us. And if you would like any further information, definitely visit our website and reach out to us. You may also find our free reports on the websites as well, where you can download this free information for yourself. Have a great day.